Anyways, let's watch King of Thieves. I have no clue what this is about, but we're gonna find out.
I have made more money out of gold than all the great train robbers put together.
You still thinking about?
It's a lovely vault, that.
Nice.
If I can round up the right people.
What kind of people?
Where do I know that guy from?
How's your new hit going, Ken?
Is that Matt
Daredevil.
Murdock?
It's Daredevil.
Yeah. I didn't know he was British.
What?
He's deaf as a post.
Hatton Gardens. Easter.
Okay.
No one at home. We go down the shaft like Spider-Man, then through the wall. And the vault is ours.
Ken?
Oh, no.
All over me nuts.
Dig a grave. They're killing me.
Nice.
Nothing like old men and penis jokes.
Right.
Jesus. Oh, tell me.
Try breathing in.
Oh, gosh. Going up.
Don't eat anything while you're in there, will you?
The problem with gold, it's easy to get, but it's difficult to get rid of.
Whoa.
Police have said this is the biggest robbery in UK history.
Everyone
Nice.
thinks you've lost your nerve.
Well, I don't want to get caught again. I am not stupid.
Unless they're complete idiots, the jewels must have already left the country.
Those dingbats, they've mucked us all up.
I'm the governor now.
I'll have you few chunks.
Dan is a bit of a psychopath.
Is this everything? You switched them.
You thief. Whose side are you on?
If anyone's the weak link, it's Brian.
Ryan and Kenny.
Yeah, Brian Kenny. And Billy.
They're like a pack of
Mike
starving rats.
Cocaine.
It's just so disappointing when people stoop to backstabbing.
Charlie Cox. I can't remember his name.
It's the blind leading the deaf.
Do you think he's dead?
Let's go. Leave him to pay.
Oh man.
All right, King of
right.
Thieves.
Oh, that looks adorable. That looks so freaking cute.
Largely because Michael Caine is like your like favorite.
I wish he
grandpa
was my
actor.
grandpa.
Yeah.
I wish he was.
She talks
I
about
love
him all like
so
way
much.
too much.
Nice.
I love him. I don't care what anyone
He's
says.
a charmer too.
wonderful.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
So
yeah.
King of Thieves, if I'm not mistaken, there's a show on Netflix called White Rabbit Project. It's a show that stars the B team of MythBusters.
Okay.
Um,
right.
And they made
Yeah,
a show,
yeah.
and it's still kind of myth busting in some ways,
Yeah.
but they basically have a topic of focus every single episode, and they go through a handful of different things relating to it, much like MythBusters. But they
Right.
did one about world's like craziest robberies or break-ins or
Right.
breakouts or something like that. Those might even been two different episodes,
Sure.
and they did a whole thing focusing on this.
This case?
This case, and I'm
Nice.
pretty sure, and I'm almost positive this is based on like a real thing
Yeah.
that happened. Bunch of old men, a bunch of old white men trying to get away with
Nice.
like this crazy elaborate bank heist.
Right.
And it's super interesting, the story behind it.
Right.
And yeah.
Cool.
I won't spoil it. But if you want to be spoiled, go watch that.
Okay.
But otherwise,
And
what
I
did you
love
guys?
you, Michael Caine.
Mike Cocaine.
Mike
Yeah. How
Cocaine.
did you guys feel about it? I mean, it's
It looks fun.
Yeah.
It looks fun. I don't know that I'm going to rush out and see it, but
Who's the demographic?
I'll watch it.
That's my question.
Old white
I
man.
don't know.
Is this
Well-
for like a 40 and older, 50 and
I don't
older
know. I
crowd?
don't know about that. I
Our
think
parents.
if you see what hit me is it's a heist movie. So
Yeah.
that's I'll watch a heist. It doesn't necessarily have to be that it's old men.
Right.
I'll
It's
watch
certainly
it,
a different type of heist movie.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. I mean, and then like in that vein, we have Ocean's 8 now. So it's kind of it's like and it's,
Yeah, you're right.
Like I saw the sort of the heist first before like the real actor angle.
Okay.
So I don't know. I would watch I watch most heist movies.
Okay.
So maybe it's like the crime crowd.
Gotcha.
True crime, maybe true
Yeah,
story crowd.
I love that
you know?
stuff. Yeah, absolutely. But you're thinking you would maybe hold off, maybe rent it.
If I would do a $5 day, especially like if
Yeah.
it reviews are good. It sounds good. Yeah,
Sure.
I would check it out in the theater.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't like just go to the regular theater like right when it comes out, but I will definitely rent it.
Sure.
Like, definitely, because I love Michael Caine. It looks very cute. So
I suspect this won't be like a big hitter.
No.
In the box office.
I did like. Did you see what it was? It was another bank heist. It was a couple years ago.
Logan Lucky.
Logan Lucky was very good.
That was good.
It's called The Bank Job. It was Jason Statham and Saffron Burrows. There's a bunch of British actors in it.
Oh.
The Bank Job.
It's about it's a period, and it's about like I think like maybe an old British heist, and that was one of the biggest in the day.
Jason
in that
Statham's
day.
in like every heist movie.
He pops up. He pops up.
He's in the Italian Job too, and I love that.
Yeah,
movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
And that I think that might have been like an old school British heist. But
Okay.
that's what it was about, and it's a period, set in the period.
Gotcha.
Isn't Jason Statham also in one of the Ocean's movies?
I don't know.
No. I was gonna say I thought he was for some reason, but probably not.
Italian Job. He did the Transporter series.
Which
Those
is
were
sort of
kinda-
heisty.
Action.
Yeah, it was more action. It wasn't
films.
really heisty. I can't think of any others.
This movie is directed by James Marsh, who probably known for The Theory of Everything, that movie that came out in 2014 about Stephen Hawking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't end up watching that, so I don't know.
No.
You know, that's like a
it still.
biopic. And then you did The King in 2005. So that's going backwards. And then Shadow Dancer, 2012.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I haven't actually seen what this guy can do. And these kind of, all of them seem like kind of like low key. He's not like aiming super high. But and some of these, just like the in like The Theory of Everything, it's based on it's based on a story on somebody or something that happened. So
that's a legit like
yeah,
legit genre almost.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so that was The King of Thieves. Let's move on to our next trailer,
Nappily Ever
and it is
After.
called Nappily Ever After.
Cool.
Interesting. Oh, I love her. I don't know what she's from that I know her from, but
Ever since I was a kid, my hair was everything. I had to be fixed. Only then was I perfect. What do you think? Perfect.
You're my go-to girl. Good job.
Tonight is going to be the happiest moment of my life.
What do you get? The perfect woman. Meet Lola.
she thought he was going to propose.
You said I'm perfect.
Oh, right.
24/7 perfection. You never let your hair down.
You don't want you on the account.
You can sponsor like 6 kids with that money you spend it for your hair.
Excuse me?
I apologize to my daughter. She knows better.
Wow. Just be yourself. Who would that be? The anal compulsive Miss Perfect cut or the not fun, never spontaneous weave?
Well, personally, I really like the weave.
I worked so hard to be perfect, and it still wasn't enough.
Oh, God.
Oh.
There we go.
Is she doing it for real? Yeah, she's really shaving her head.
Is this the?
Yeah, nice.
Is this the climax of the film?
I doubt it.
No. She still looks beautiful.
Right. She's still stunning.
She's having a Britney moment.
This is just something you did on a whim. I think you've been building up to it.
Yeah?
You gotta own it, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you going? To dinner.
What brothers want is a woman who's real.
My dad won't let me perm my hair.
You don't need to do that.
This craziness has got to stop.
That's right. That's right.
Nice.
My hair was like a second job. Now I'm forced to focus on myself. I wonder who I'll be.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Netflix original. September 21st. Very soon.
Okay.
All right. So I can already hear the moans of people, maybe white people, I don't know. Regarding this, I will say though, that like this is probably going to hit hard for a lot of people. It's super, super important.
It's very important.
Yeah, and especially in the Black community. There was a movie that came out that I think Chris Rock
produced it. Yeah.
And what was it called?
Oh, Good Hair.
Good Hair. Yeah. You gonna tell us a little bit?
Oh no,
yeah.
It's basically dealing with this. I mean, and for women of color, hair is obviously a big thing, and it goes back. There's a big whole. I'm not gonna go into that, but I mean, there's a big whole history behind it, and just that far-reaching ramifications that lead into today. And I think this is an interesting story, just because like it's not one that I guess mainstream doesn't really. Touch on. We don't talk about that. I mean, it's more of like a in the Black community kind of deal, and like and there's a whole industry of African American hair care products.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like a $1 billion industry.
Yeah.
And specifically African American
getting
hair.
your hair flattened, like, or is that what they call it? I think they call it flattened.
Flat-ironed or something?
Flattened.
Yeah.
No,
it's a perm, is it not?
It's it's like flattened, but I don't know exactly what the name of it is. But it's very, very expensive. It's like they do like it's like a perm where they use chemicals, and it costs like over $100 usually.
Yeah, they actually they touch on this a little bit in the second season of Glow, where the only Black character I think in the show, aside from her husband, is offered to have her, not even offered, kind of told by the director to have her hair changed to white people hair, quote unquote.
Essentially.
And she's like, I didn't agree to this, and like, don't touch me with that like crazy chemical stuff before I've like sat and thought about this or whatever. And so it's interesting too, like how they're doing this, in that like it seems kind of comedic. Like it's gonna be funny, but also very dramatic, and then also touching upon like a lot of like topics that
identity politics and how like just obviously it's a huge issue in the Black community for women in particular, but just for women in general, this idea that like your hair is so important. And like I mean obviously I'm not Black, so I can't really speak to the part about getting your hair straightened and how expensive that is and how that's part of your identity, but I can speak to the part of being a woman and having short hair and all the ramifications that come with that. My mom was like horrified when I first cut my hair short. She grew up in the time of Twiggy, where that was like really popular, but still she was horrified, and it was very much something about gender identity for her. It was like her first comment to me was something like, "You look like a boy" or something. And it's just very interesting the way
there's cultural identity behind it.
Yeah, and we're just like our identity is so wrapped up in the way we look, and for women it's wrapped up in our hair, and people have so many different kind of stereotypes about you as a person if you have short hair as a woman. And I can definitely identify with that.
I think too. Well, there's also, I think that this movie's probably more about it, and Good Hair touches on it. There's a movement to like move back to just that natural beauty, and like the celebrating like naturally curly Black hair, instead of having the stigma. See, it's I can at least partially identify in the fact that hair is a big issue for Native Americans.
Right. Big
So
part of the culture.
And maybe a little bit of the opposite is in where they're also, have been stigmatized and not allowed to wear their hair long and things like that. And that's a whole big cultural thing going back. Cutting the hair and boarding schools and things like that. So I mean, it's I think it's a sort of a universal issue, and
Definitely.
I think it's I think it's interesting that we're starting to see these sort of movies that are touching on these things, these cultural things that aren't really discussed. They're known about, but they're not really discussed much.
Right. I think it's easy to kind of like toss it aside too and say, this isn't a big deal, but like it's a big deal to a lot of people.
It is. It's
not just like you said,
deal.
not just African American.
No.
In that sense, even though that's
to
kind of
women,
what we're
to
focusing
Native
on here.
Americans,
Yeah.
to Japanese
Sure.
culture too.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's huge in many different cultures and to many different people, and so, and just the way we look and all the you know, socialization, gender politics, identity politics, all of that is wrapped up in the way we look.
Sure.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I watched Nappily Ever After.
Yeah. I think I would give it a watch, honestly.
Sure.
Just because I mean, I feel like it's not going to be like #1 on my list, but I'm going to try. I really want to try and watch all these shows that are important shows with people of color in them that are starring, and
Right.
most of the cast is that way. Like
I didn't recognize a lot of this
Atlanta
cast.
and
I just recognize the girl.
Yeah.
And I think her mom. I think her mom's somebody too.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I really want to go down the
Atlanta's
list and
good.
watch all
Atlanta's really good.
those shows. I want to watch Insecure. I want to watch Dear White People. I want to watch all those like shows that are supposed to be
actually, Dear
very,
White
very
People's really
good.
too.
Yeah.
I'm more inclined to watch this just basically, but based on the fact that it's Netflix.
Sure. And they're making it easy they're making it easy to watch.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, Q, but I think it's more along the lines of Q, and you know, this isn't one I'm going to watch while I'm goofing around with my son, or you know, just things not in the background or something. Yeah, I want to be able to sit down and like watch it.
Yeah.
I know there's a I'm sure it's like a PG-13 or something, but is this something you would show your kid?
This one?
Yeah.
If I had a girl, I have a little boy, so
okay.
I would maybe I don't know that this would hold his interest.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's into Spider-Man.
Yeah. You know.
No.
You know, when he gets older, you know,
probably.
sure.
Huh.
You know,
Yeah, it's
expose him to more,
interesting. Yeah.
I think it's more along the lines of attention span than like consciousness, right? Conscience right now, you know.
Right.
Of course. All right, let's move into our next trailer. We got if Beale Street could talk.
Okay.
I kind of like that I know nothing about these movies. Oh, I love her too.
Yeah.
Mama. Yeah, baby.
When I was growing up, I was trying to make a connection between the life I saw and the life I lived.
Oh no. This is gonna ruin me. I can already tell.
Days when you wonder what your role is in this country and what your future is in it. This is one of them.
Is he in prison?
Looks like it.
Sorry.
Looks like it.
I didn't mean none of that for you. I love you. You know that.
I do. And I understand what you're going through because I'm with you.
The things that tormented me the most were the very things that connected me with all the people who were alive.
Oh my god.
I'll tell you a story. If I may.
Wow.
This fall. Is this movie?
Movie, I think.
Not net. I didn't see Netflix anywhere.
That I think is how you make a trailer.
Yeah, no kidding. And it looks so pretty. Can I just say, like, the cinematography?
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
If you watch Moonlight,
yeah,
it's
I was gonna say
so beautiful. The cinematography is like, it's one of the most beautiful movies.
Not just that, like the audio design of that trailer was so well done.
Yeah.
I'm like kind of blown away by how good that trailer was. Yeah. You know, clearly about kind of I am assuming it's following this girl and her relationship with this man who's obviously ended up in trouble.
Based on a book.
This is based on a book. It looks like it's in New York.
I think so. Yeah.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Could be Chicago or New York.
Oh, right. I thought so. I thought I heard New York, or I thought I heard somebody say something about it. Maybe not. New York.
New York.
Okay.
Yeah. Big
Cool.
city.
It looks like it already premiered at Toronto Film Festival. I don't know how it did there, but yeah, who's and so we already know who wrote and directed it, so there you go.
Yeah.
That's saying a lot already.
Oh my God, Barry Jenkins, man, why do you always have to ruin me?
Yeah.
Why do you have to do that to me?
Did Barry Jenkins come out of nowhere when Moonlight got big, or was this a long time coming for him? You know.
No.
It looks like Moonlight was his second. It wasn't his directorial debut, but it was his second movie. His first one was Medicine for Melancholy, which it looks like it was also nominated. He had a lot of accolades going for that too. So clearly, we're going to be hearing more from this guy.
Cool.
Yep.
As time goes on.
He didn't. Oh, okay. He wrote the script. Did he write the? Because Moonlight is based on a play.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't write the play though, but he wrote the screenplay
Yeah.
for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Okay, it was a different thing.
Yeah.
Because I was like, screenwriter. Wait a minute, and I was like, oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Was there much else to kind of take away from that? Obviously, it's about her relationship with her mother too.
I'm gonna. Since we're doing this right now, I'm gonna put it on rent, just because I'm gonna need a little more.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton. Yeah,
but
it was almost an artsy trailer.
A little bit, yeah. I need a little more,
Mm-hmm.
just because.
It said it was a teaser too, so we'll probably see something with a little more plot. In the future.
Okay.
I will probably go with my friend and see this because it looks like it's going to be important. If it's anything like Moonlight, it's going to be important.
Okay.
And it's probably going to be Oscar bait. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. I kind of want to see where they're going with that.
Yeah.
I
think I will go with my friend to go see this.
Yeah. And this didn't look like it was modern America.
No.
Right.
No. It was period. Yeah.
No,
60s?
70s,
60s,
late 60s.
probably.
All right, we're all guessing here,
That
but
well, I'm just saying, late 60s was like the height of like racial tensions and all of that.
Yeah,
so.
that's what the kind of the narrator was saying throughout the video.
Yeah. So but I mean that's just speculative. So
sure.
And it looks like it kind of deals with a lot of the same issues that Moonlight dealt with, like in terms of, just
marginalization,
and the way, that. The prison industrial complex and how it is mostly made up of black men,
right?
And just the plight of black men and how they have to, just all the politics behind it is just so.
Yeah, and you're seeing it from her perspective too. So
yeah,
this is super interesting. I'm intrigued to say the least. I think this was how you should make trailers, or at least teaser trailers. Clearly not a ton of plot, but
right.
That's
a good thing.
Yeah. We'll see what comes of this with the next trailer. But let's move on to our next trailer here on Screen Source. To Forever. This is a trailer for season 1. I just heard about
TV
this.
show.
So
cool.
Let's see what this is.
Is that Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Okay. I like it already.
Armisen and Rudolph.
Yeah.
Aw, that's like me. When I bowl, I always do cutter balls like every other time. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Or not happen. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Wow. Interesting.
Remember the time we were here and we saw all those butterflies?
Oh, yeah, that was really cool. Where do you think they were all going?
Probably the Grand Canyon. That's where I would go if I could fly.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so I really like with the progression of that trailer.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because you knew something had to happen, and I didn't just think what was going to happen was that they're getting bored with their marriage.
Right.
And it's called Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was like, it sort of had the vibe of the previous one, as in just kind of just giving you
the very basics, maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I did like like the progression. That was really good.
Yeah, I'm assuming you guys are fans of Maya Rudolph, Fred Armisen.
Big time.
Yeah.
Both
It's
of them,
gonna be fun to see them together playing a couple.
I think it's interesting. I think it's very interesting.
Getting old together.
That's a good pair.
Yeah,
they're both really hysterical.
Yeah.
Right.
But they both kind of have that sort of deadpan thing down. I think it's gonna be interesting.
I wonder how far in it might be. Like first episode. I have a feeling very soon into the season we're gonna see them into this phase of this forever I hate this
right
stuff. Yeah.
This is one of those ones I might have to see a little more.
Sure.
I'll queue it up.
Yeah.
It's Prime, right? Okay.
Yeah. Amazon Prime. Yeah. It looks like they're pushing Marvelous Mrs. Maisel at the end of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that coming back soon?
You know what? I don't know.
Now I have to look that one up.
Right.
Season 2, yeah.
Cool.
Season 1's pretty cool.
It's really good.
Yeah, Forever. I'm glad that Prime 2 is getting more shows like this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have Prime.
Good stuff. Mozart in the Jungle is good. Or Mozart.
Oh, I haven't watched
That's really
that
good.
one.
I've heard good things about it. I
my
really
wife
want to
loves
watch
it,
that.
and it is really good.
My buddy's really into Tick.
If
also.
you're I think if something completely different, but Gael Garcia Bernal. If you're a fan of him, watch the show.
Okay.
Oh, I love him.
That,
So that would be great.
All right, that was
It's
Forever.
not just him, it's Forever.
Let's move on to our last trailer of the evening. It is called Pokemon the Movie: The Power of Us. This sounds sounds empowering.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Adorable.
Oh, it's a teaser.
This is a town where people live in harmony with the wind. Once a year, we make a promise with Lugia to keep the wind blowing.
Come on! Oh, you want me to catch a Pokemon? You'll be the best big sister ever! But I don't know anything about Pokemon.
It's no use.
Why don't you go and find somebody else to bother?
Did I dream that?
At the time, we still didn't know that our meeting wasn't just a coincidence.
Everybody! Hang on! Maybe I can.
Maybe I can.
Maybe I can.
What are you trying so hard for? We've all got Pokemon on our side!
Pokemon, the movie, The Power of Us.
Some things I can't do alone, but together.
Huh.
Well, that looks adorable.
Yeah.
What is this?
I'm a little embarrassed that I know all of the names of all of those Pokemon.
Nice.
And it's only because I obsessively play Pokemon Go.
You do obsessively play Pokemon Go.
So that's a problem. But anyway.
So this is the I think millionth Pokemon movie in the Pokemon series. Yes.
So
so many of them.
There's a million of them.
Is this like is this picking up from somewhere, or are we?
Okay, so
reselling?
actually, if we're being real here, it's the 21st movie, and the second film in the rebooted anime film series. And by that, I believe they're saying that because Pokemon the movie I Choose You came out, I believe last year. Went and saw it with my buddy Orion. We cried, held hands.
Right.
Yeah. And so it's a sequel to that.
Is that the one?
Okay.
Is that the one where? Oh boy.
Yeah. So there's
that's
what
I was confused with.
Yeah. Let me spoil the first one a little bit. There was a big controversy over the fact that Pikachu talks.
Right.
which yeah, I guess I could get for the hardcore fans that it would make them mad. I mean, like there are some Pokemon that do Meowth. Obviously, there's like a weird.
He's like the only one though.
Like,
yeah. But I mean, he talks for like a second, and it's actually it feels a lot like the very first movie because Ash kind of dies, turns to stone to some effect, like in the first movie, and then Pikachu cries. His tears come out, and then it was the power of love that brings Ash back alive.
That's so sweet.
And the interesting thing about the last movie was that it was kind of an amalgam of like first several seasons of Pokemon and some of the stories all put together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think this is more of that?
I think that this is. I don't know that this is an amalgam of more stories put together like the first one was.
Right.
It looks like there's already some critical reception for this film. It's probably been released. It looks like
probably overseas.
Yeah, overseas. There's going to be a limited theatrical run worldwide November. I will be going to that. It'll probably come out here for a couple of weekends.
It's going to be on Thanksgiving, so.
Oh, nice. Very cool. So yeah, it looks like it's kind of picking off where that left off. It's still and I just realized too, the first movie dealt with a second generation legendary bird Ho-Oh, and this second movie is going to deal with Lugia, which is kind of the counterpart to that. If you know anything about how like the games are released, they're usually released in like a set.
Yeah.
So there's like 2 legendary Pokemon to kind of focus on, or not even necessarily legendary, but like the first set was Charizard, or the red version, or the blue version, and then they released like the yellow version. There was a green version there somewhere. Maybe that was just coming later on. But anyways,
your nerd is showing.
It's showing. Yeah, I know. Where? But you can see that they're focusing on some of the earlier generations, the first 2, maybe 3. And so they're going to, as these reboot of the series kind of continue on, we're probably going to see more of the further generations. I can't even. I think we're on 7. Somebody's going to tell me in the comments below, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But with all that aside, I will say it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, the animation looks beautiful.
The animation is so good. It reminded me a little bit of like.
Is that? Do you guys have an eye for anime? Is it all just computer? It's all computer now.
I don't have an eye for anime, and I'm assuming it's mostly computer based. But I will say, from the little that I do know, it looked a little bit like the movie Your Name, which we're big fans of.
Oh yeah. That
also,
wonderful.
Check out Netflix. I think they're releasing the same studio that released Your Name, and writer there's a new show coming out. So if you're a fan of that, it'll be on Netflix within the next month or something like that.
The Japanese name is Kimi no Nawa.
Yeah, that's the Your Name.
But it's really good.
Very good film. But yeah, and I also noticed too that they were focusing a lot on Eevee, which hasn't been a huge thing in the past, but they're releasing 2 Pokemon games coming out soon, which is focusing on Pikachu and Eevee. What do they call like Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, or something like that. Yeah, the new Switch games, which look amazing.
Yeah.
And so they're pushing it. I can tell. Like, hey, Eevee's a character.
And it's kind of funny because the next community day on Pokemon Go is Eevee Day.
Eevee Day? Oh, man.
Where you're going to be able to get like
people are going to be getting all of them.
Everything.
Cool.
It's actually next weekend, the 11th and 12th of August.
Fun. Maybe that'll be what I do on my birthday. I don't know. Okay, very cool. So that was Pokemon the movie, The Power of Us. Go check it out if you're interested.
I'll probably like rent, or it'll be fine.
You're only gonna have a couple days to see it in theaters,
so
right? Yeah, I'm not gonna. I already know I'm not gonna see it in theaters.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is your son gonna drag you? Your son into Pokemon?
No, well, not enough.
Okay.
For the limited. If it was out.
But
like to for limited release in a limited window,
it's like two times in 2 different days.
Yeah,
or
you
something.
might as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I
comes
won't be able to
out
make that.
Like
Sure. Yeah.
If it was out and it was out in theaters, and well, maybe we'd go see it.
Yeah. I don't know why they're doing it. Maybe they just don't have enough funding, enough money.
No, they did something. Oh,
I'm pretty sure a lot of the original ones came out like straight to DVD also, so I don't know.
I think when they do this, it has something to do with the North American rights not being like set, or like, or there's still some issues, so they do like these little limited things. So
All right.
That's just one of those deals.
I think I'll go with my movie pass. Like that's fine.
There you
go. By the way, movie pass is kind of
it's on its way out, man.
Going downhill.
It's very sad.
It's going downhill.
Don't leave me. I need you for well for $15 a month now. They just upped the price.
I mean, it's still kind of worth it. 15 is not bad.
No, it's not.
You know, but if you keep putting restrictions, it's like I'm out of here.
Right.
You know.
Anyways, that has been Screen Source episode 43. We did it. Thank you very much to our producer Hector, who's like fairly new, and he did this.
Thank you, Hector. You did amazing, and you're like super knowledgeable about all this stuff.
Yeah.
Really
I appreciate the fact checking.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
We love
it's nice to have
facts.
somebody that knows film a lot.
And if you're watching, Allison, we really appreciate you watching.
Come see us.
Really awesome.
Yeah, and thank you, Bridget / Ewok for being here. Stan, Jess, my name is Dylan. Please like, share, subscribe, follow all of the verbs. Follow us on our Twitch channel too. What else? Oh, we just released our Patreon. I should be plugging that thing more often. Patreon.com/Color Circuit Live. We just got our first patron. We're very happy about it. All the tiers, all the goals we're looking for. You'll be seeing more of these guys. Yeah. So if it's annoying, let us know.
I don't care.
Twitter.
Oh, come on, it is annoying.
We'll be at Twitter at CLR Circuit Live, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.